All right, we're going to continue this week talking about branding research and development and things by moving on to developing a brand yourself. So if you have an existing business that you're working with, you can explain the story behind your brand development. And if you don't have one, I want you to think about how to go step by step to build one. And hopefully what you learned by reviewing the lecture I shared about use of design and aesthetics in overall marketing and things can impact what you think about developing a brand and how important different colors and fonts can be to how the logo you create, which is a big deal, um, and the colors and fonts you choose to use in your business overall can affect how people see the business. So if it's a fun, playful business, you might want to use fun, playful fonts, a fun looking image for your branding, and so on. If it's a more serious type of business, you might think of more professional looking font and a more traditional looking logo. So let's take a look. Okay, so you checked out some websites and stuff, and so I want you to think about the development of your brand, like I said. So refer to the items covered in that design lecture, part A of week 3. So that was the lecture we did the first part of the week. And are you going to have a logo if you have a business, or are you going to use your own face as the face of the brand? That's a big deal. Usually smaller businesses can get away with having a face, but there's also very famous large companies that a certain person that was the branding. It was that person was the designer. That was a person that, fashion is a big deal for that. That's who people are looking for the branding. But if you have a more general business, you might want a logo instead that can share a little bit about what the business is like. What is people are going to, when they see it, are they going to think of what kind of business there or you have and how they can use it? Do you need a tagline to explain what the business is? Because one of the words that I find people use is, like they'll say so and so design. Well, is it interior design? Is it production design? Is it graphic design? Are you a architect? So is it architectural design? So sometimes you have to explain that word that you're using in your logo name and to help people understand what the business is about so they won't think, oh, it's design, it must be able to do this. Because we have a graphic design business, and even though it says nothing about printing, we still have people who ask, well, you do printing, right? Or they'll ask you, obviously you print t-shirts, and it's like, well, no, we can design the art for a t-shirt, but we don't print t-shirts. So the more you explain can kind of help your potential customer understand what it is that you can do for them. So I want you to go through, think about all these things here that I already talked about: font use, colors, things like that. And if you pull all those pieces together and develop a consistent look, it helps people recognize your brand. So you want to use it on business cards and promotional collateral, promoting products, advertising, your website, and all your social media. So when people see you in one place and then they go to another social platform, they'll say, aha, I already know that brand. So that's building brand recognition. For this semester, if you don't have your own business to use, you can have a fictitious business that you'll be working on, because I want you to have a business to be working with this semester, because it makes the assignments make more sense. So it can be a real business that you already have, or a fictitious business, maybe one you've always thought of creating and working through, because that might help you push you to open that business and already have some content developed. So If you need some help with this is a good definition of How to Build a Brand by Adobe, and they're all about all kinds of tools that can help you, from Photoshop and Illustrator and way beyond that to help build out branding or your logos or whatever you're needing. And so I want you to write at least 5 paragraphs discussing the development of a brand. And again, if you have an existing brand, tell me how you figured out the colors and the fonts and the logo and everything. It's a step-by-step process. If you don't have one, think about how you might go about building one out. So that's what this assignment is all about, and I hope you enjoy it.